Do you love Dark Souls, Red Dead Redemption, The Legend of Zelda, Monster Hunter World, Final Fantasy or Dragon Age? And are you looking at all these campaign frames Daggerheart has to offer, trying to choose which one's your favourite and which one you want to play first? Well, aren't you forgetting something? You aren't the only one at your table. The story serves the players, shouldn't they get a say? By the end of this video, you'll be able to present the options to your players and finally pick the campaign frame that suits your table. But Flamey, what's the big deal? Choosing the right campaign frame is just as important as choosing your character. You're going to be playing in this world for hours, and there's nothing worse than creating your characters and then thinking, crap, I should have picked a guardian instead of a rogue. We all get a case of FOMO, my friends. But what matters here is being patient, looking at all the facts and making decisions together. I'm Flamey, and yeah, I love Dark Souls, but we're not here to talk about me. Let's talk about frames. In Daggerheart, campaign frames are the foundation your world will be built on. But they offer more than just the base your players stand on. The frame tells you what kind of battles rise up, what kind of choices matter, and what kind of heroes your players must become to face it. In D&D, you pick a world, drop your characters into it, and all the mechanics stay the same. It's just us GMs burning the midnight oil, writing our masterpieces, and hoping the players actually know what cosmic horror is before I finish painting my Nautiloid ship I spent 3 days printing. Daggerheart offers you a breakdown of steps and important parts of the frame so your players know exactly what they're getting into. It's one of the many things I love about the system. It feels like it was made from Matt Mercer's brain and how he sets up each campaign. So buckle up kids, and let's have a look at each of these bad boys. The Witherwild is a world where growth never stops and corruption spreads, two sides fighting to survive, but neither with any real hope of winning. This campaign frame leaves room for endless imagination. It asks the table to see the world as more than just black and white. Whether that perspective comes right away or develops over time is down to the players. At its core, it's folklore, unsettling and strange, but it can also be hauntingly beautiful. The land itself becomes an enemy, corruption spreading like an infection. And the fight is to push it back, to save the people who still cling to hope. The creativity here is limitless. Safe places can twist and go wrong. Swamps might swallow whole towns or armies. Rivers can run backwards. Forests you once knew like the back of your hand become unfamiliar mazes. This frame suits players who want to heal the land and protect the innocent, those who want to make a difference, or those driven by grief, fighting to preserve what little is left. It also works for the players who want to stand between two sides, deciding who to align with, or for those curious about the mysteries of the land and the truth behind the spreading plague. Ever wanted to roleplay Game of Thrones with your friends? That's 5 Banners Burning. This campaign frame places the players at the heart of an all-out war about to begin, again, 5 years into peace. The road they walk is paved with loyalties, power and tradition. What I love about this frame is it hands you the detonator to a nuke and doesn't tell you when to push the button. You have everything you need to make a long campaign full of intrigue, hidden daggers, revelations, victories and failures. It puts players in positions where they'll have to cross lines they swore they never would, or face consequences. GMs, this is your time to shine if you enjoy playing 10 NPCs at once, not villains, people, each with their own flaws, hopes and hidden agendas. Mechanically, 5 Banners isn't about who hits hardest, it's about who convinces, who betrays, who can hold their nerve in the banquet hall. Victory comes not through steel, but through whispers. If your group doesn't like politics, it's probably not for them, but if they love drama, then 5 Banners Burning makes every session feel like playing chess while someone saws at the table legs. Ever watch Delicious in Dungeon? If no, then go watch it and come back, heathens. Beast Feast is wild, chaotic, and funny. You don't just hunt monsters, you cook them. Every dungeon is a grocery run. Every basilisk, owlbear or wyvern is 1 part battle, 1 part dinner prep. I ran this once and my table spent more time debating spice rubs for owlbear ribs than they actually did rolling dice. They loved it. And if you are running multiple games as a GM, this is a breath of fresh air. It feels like having a time out, a chance to catch your breath and watch your friends have a laugh and roleplay eating weird stuff. Beast Feast thrives on comedy and chaos. The kind of players who improvise, meme, and laugh hardest when things go sideways. The cooks who invent recipes mid-session. The guardian who insists the stew is part of the quest reward. Mechanically, the fun comes from treating monsters as ingredients. Kill it, carve it, cook it. The cooking itself grants buffs, downtime scenes, even new powers, and you get to roll dice. Lots and lots of dice. But the real flavour is tone. It's for the group that doesn't want to make hard life decisions, They want to accept a quest, go into a huge cavern with a rolling pin to kill and cook monsters, and stop by the local subterranean restaurant called Berries. This can be a nice break for you and your players if you've just come off a long campaign where 2 party members survive the BBEG and the other 4 are still in mourning. Do you enjoy spending nights by the fire, listening to the wind whistle by? And by fire I mean the pyres, your only safe havens, and by wind I mean the umbra, whispering names and seeping into the shadows the light can't reach. Age of Umbra gives serious Dark Souls vibes, bonfires, apocalyptic survival, cosmic horror, the kind of campaign where the question isn't can we win, but what will it cost to keep fighting. Distinctions here matter more than ever. Players will be scared, corrupted, changed. Sometimes these scars give strength. Sometimes they drag you down. But they will always remind you what's been lost. This is for the groups who want weight, the guardian who throws themselves into danger, knowing it will mark them forever, the rogue who risks corruption, just to hold the line a little longer, the players who want to cry, rage, and then keep rolling anyway. For us dear GM, the joy is in the inevitability. The Umbra doesn't just corrupt monsters, it corrupts friends, towns, even sacred places, and every victory feels like it's buying time against the inevitable dark. But I'll warn you, my spicy listeners, it's relentless. If your table needs levity to survive, Umbra will smother them. But if they want a story of tragic heroism, heroes burning bright even as the night closes in, there is no frame more powerful. Now I want you to picture rusted skyscrapers turned into fortresses, weapons that grow with you, like living code, and machine beasts that stalk the wastes with glowing eyes. That's Motherboard. This isn't fantasy with chrome polish. This is a world where magic is technology, every spell a program, every prayer a packet of data travelling the skywires. The Motherboard itself is the divine digital heart of the valley, worshipped by pilgrims, manipulated by technomancers, feared by those who whispered the virus was born inside her. This campaign frame isn't about killing remnants, basically robot beasts. There is no gold. Quantum is your currency, gained by collecting scrap from fallen enemies. Motherboard is intriguing and full of mechanics your players should understand before diving in. You can even learn a new language over the course of the campaign. Mechanically, Motherboard brings Icarus weapons, bonded tools that evolve with you. It feels like Mass Effect and Horizon Zero Dawn had a baby. Each mission is a raid, a heist, a run into the wastes where the wrong decisions means your gear breaks, your city falls, or your remnant companion turns on you. GMs, this is for you if you love ruined technology, wandering cities, and mysteries wired into the world itself. The frame leans on its touchy stones, Horizon Zero Dawn with Final Fantasy drama, Mad Max convoys with machine gods, or Full Metal Alchemist with skywires and wandering cities, and it makes such a unique base to build upon. Now tell me, have you ever had that dream where Arthur from Red Dead 2 is fighting titans with Eren and Mikasa from Attack on Titan? No? Me neither. Welcome to Colossus of the Drylands, where it's all gunsmoke, dynamite, and kaiju hunting in a fantasy Wild West. The monsters aren't just big, they're colossi, children of Godfell, each one a living shard guardian of Kudamat, a god buried under the mountain who wants out, and wants the world shattered for daring to cage him. Killing these things isn't just about bragging rights. When you drop one of these bad boys, its shard explodes, and Kudamat loses a piece of himself. The faster you topple him, the weaker he'll be when he finally claws free and comes to eat you. You hunt, ride into a frontier outpost, chase rumours, fight off freakish aberrations, and figure out what the next monster even is. You fight, you don't whittle down HP, you climb it, break it, topple it, legs collapse, wings shatter, torsos erupt when you finally crack the shell. Every Colossus is a puzzle boss fight. Then you can breathe, get drunk in a dusty saloon, settle outlaw feuds, ride derailed trains, watch unions clash with tycoons, all while the land itself quakes with every step of the first doom. Think Shadow of the Colossus if it got drunk with Red Dead Redemption in a Deadland saloon. Awe-inspiring, dusty, eerie, and larger than life. It makes every session feel like a finale. You look at a 200-foot steel rhinoceros made out of a runway train and say, yeah, I'm climbing that thing with a rope and a shotgun. If that tickles your party, saddle up partner. The ground's already shaking, the horizon's already dark, another Colossus just woke. So there you go. 6 frames, 6 fires. Fancy yourself some creeping dread? Pick the Witherwild. Looking for political betrayal? 5 banners burning. Want chaotic laughter until you can no longer breathe? Beast Feast for you. Maybe your table wants tragic heroism, where the whole party won't survive. Age of Umbra it is. Neon Rebellion? That's Motherboard. Or if you're feeling extra spicy, how about Kaiju Western Hunts, Colossus of the Drylands? Give your players the choice and see which one matches your table. Ask your players, what kind of fire do you want to sit around? A fire that keeps away the dark? A fire that roasts owlbear ribs? A fire that burns kingdoms down? Once you know that answer, the right frame doesn't feel like a choice. Let me know in the comments which campaign frame you're going for, or one that you've already played or started. Subscribe and I'll keep the fire lit. Stay spicy, adventurers.